In this video, we will take a look at the grip of the SSR77. We will take it off, disassemble it, and put it back on. First things first, you will need an Allen key. We have this one bent. You will see why in the future. There is a spring which we will need to fish out, so it's helpful to have something that will make it easier. Here, this is just under spring tension, so we'll be able to just lift it up. It's kind of hard to do it like this, so I'm gonna do it here, and we will use the tool to capture the spring. So I'm just gonna get my screwdriver in there and kind of lift it with my finger like this, and now we will put the tool inside of the spring. It's very tricky to show you, but you will know what I mean once I get it in there. All right. There we go, and now we get our first peek on what's happening. So basically we have a spring, and this is just hooked in the spring. So honestly, it's the easiest to do it like this. Now I have it in hand, you know, the spring is just hooked right there, and now the spring is captured by our little tool. We will release it, and now this lost its tension, which means that we can get it out and replace it. For that, we need to get out this pin, and you can use an Allen key. You are risking damaging it. You could punch it out if there is nothing else that you have, like this punch set. I don't recommend doing that, but I've done that before. All right. Let's get the pin out. Do it from this side because the pin has serrated end right here. So you don't want to drive this serrated end all the way through it. It could potentially make it hold less secure in there because you are basically opening the hole. And here we have a groove where the other end of the spring is attached. All right, that's our grip. We can get out the spring. It is in there like this. So one end is hooked right here, and the other end is hooked right here, and this is what provides the tension. All right, it's quite a strong spring. We have a shrink tube on it to prevent the annoying ding, the rattling, so that's why the shrink tube is there. And yeah, that's your grip disassembled. Now we will put it back together. So we will take the spring. There we go. The spring basically just jumps in. And here you can already see the hook. And before we put it in, make sure the orientation is correct. The notch here should face the muzzle. So it will go in like this. Make sure the spring is in there, because if we put the pin in and the spring is not all the way at the end, we will not achieve anything and we will have to repeat. So the pin was there like this. Let's do exactly the same. So I'm gonna put it from the other side. It will be easier to turn it around, but this will do. All right, the pin is in there. We make sure that it's all the way in, just light tap, just like that, nice and flush. Also on the other side, nice and flush. All right, and now comes this tool in play. It's basically a hook. I'm gonna fish the spring out. Just like that. That's why we needed that end. Now we just take this cap and I'm gonna try to do it like this. Stretch the spring, attach it. There we go. That's your grip exchanged. We will test the function. Perfect, nice and solid. There you have it. That's how you remove the front grip and how you put it back on.